W.I.G.O. AM 1570, Laurel, Atlanta.
Your health is important. Your health is a healing energy that allows life to happen. Your health is your wealth. These are the themes that have guided Dr. Marlon B. Jackson to initiate the healthcare broadcast revolution. Join Dr. Jackson as he keeps it real and makes it plain. The mystery of health and the four corners of life explained. Don't be a stranger to your health. And now, Dr. Marlon Jackson.
We say it is our job to use mobilization to drive us to organization. You know our theme is organization. We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses.
I am. That's right. I said I am. I am what? I am Dr. I am. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who tuned in for the first time, it is no mistake or coincidence. You were meant to tune in to this broadcast. All right? You need to be informed, entertained, but you needed this broadcast. For those of you who've been with me and continue to stay with me, I thank you. I thank you. You're the reason why I make the Your Health is Important broadcast brought to you every second and fourth Tuesday, 1570. W-I-G-O. W-I-G-O. All right. This is Dr. Marlon Jackson, Atlanta's best DDS, along with a few other characters. They're keeping it real and making it plain, keeping you healthy, free of pain, discussing topics real, going where angels fear to tread. And Dr. I am. And it just seems like every day, it just seems like I have to be Dr. I am so much more. But this is what I wanted everybody to know. We'll get into Dr. I am and keeping it real and making it plain. And of course, I want to talk to my educated, seasoned, gifted, sexy black people out there. All right, but before we get into that, what do we all do every day when we wake up? What do we all do? All right. Well, one of the first things we do when we get up in the morning, I know we're headed straight to the bathroom. But before we use the bathroom, we usually look in the mirror. All right. When we look in the mirror, are we pleased with what we see? Do we need a little work, like some water on the face, some moisturizer, shave? Ladies, do y'all have to be glamorous? Do y'all have to put on that makeup, that foundation? When you look in the mirror for that split second, you know exactly what you need to do so that you can be pleased, so that you can present yourself to the world. All right. Well, a mirror is nothing but a reflection of you. All right. Now, close your eyes and look through that dark mirror. Just close your eyes. What do you see? It should be darkness because your eyelids cover your pupils. No light gets in. No light gets in from the outside for you to see what's going on outside. Unless you have vision. Vision is the only way to see with your eyes closed. All right? Vision is the only way that you can see with your eyes closed. Otherwise, you can't see anything, but you'll say it's just dark. I can't see. All right, so only with vision can you see through a dark mirror. Remember, my dark mirror definition is your eyes are closed. All right. Also, in this world of dark mirrors, the dark mirror, emotions run all over the place. Okay, whether they're good or bad. So what are you feeling as you close your eyes and look through that dark mirror? All right. Well, the dark mirror, my brother, is your mind. The dark mirror is your mind. Your mind is the gateway to your subconscious, which has a direct communication to the universe. The universe responds to our mind and our thoughts. Emotions play an integral purpose in our minds. Emotions supercharge our thoughts. All right, I'm going to repeat that again. Emotions supercharge our thoughts. All right, a lot of us are very emotional. All right, unfortunately, when we're very emotional, we're usually thinking negative. So that's why probably things can, when we talk about this killing season continuing, why a lot of things happen, because the emotions get involved. But they're important if you use them the right way. All right. But emotions supercharge your thoughts. All right. So, and remember, it doesn't matter whether they're positive or negative thoughts. All right. So, when you close your eyes, look into that dark mirror. Okay, that dark mirror, you're either going to do a few things. Usually when you go into the bathroom and you look in the mirror, you see that present reflection of you. Well, when you close your eyes and use your vision, and if you use it the right way, usually you're creating your future when you close your eyes. So close your eyes and just don't be scared and say, oh, I need to see. Oh, you see from the inside out with vision. You got me? You see from the inside out with vision, with your eyes closed. All right. And, let's talk about that a little bit, because, a lot of times we have those 5 physical senses. And usually if one of them is minimized or eliminated, let's just say vision. All right. Blind people, their feeling of touch is heightened. Their feeling of smell is heightened. Their hearing is definitely heightened. Okay. Usually a blind person can tell by who's walking around, who's stepping, who it is, when we have to look around and see. All right. So in other words, they can see with a different way from the inside out versus us who can see, who we see when the light hits that little black pupil, that little black circle in the middle of your eyes. I don't care what color your eyes are, whether they're green, blue, brown, fake green, blue, brown. There's always a black pupil. All right. And like I said, when the light hits it, that's what processes the back of our eye and our brain to tell us the images that we see. All right. So remember, okay, when you close your eyes, you're looking into a dark mirror, which can create your future with vision, using emotion. Without it, it's just your eyes are closed. All right? Y'all got it? Okay. All right. Well, a little recap. I hate to keep talking about it, but it keeps happening. This killing season, I don't know why we haven't thought of this as some kind of purge of some kind, but it's not. We have a lot of road rage in Atlanta alone, Atlanta proper area. There have been about 12 killings on the road. And I'm sure most of these people did not know each other. They just didn't use proper roadway etiquette, which means, hey, somebody wants to get over, okay, we talking about a car length or 2, let them in. Don't cut them off. All right. When you want to move from one lane to another, you put your signal on and move right or left. All right. More importantly, don't try to sideswipe anybody. Okay. And the racing. All right. There's been a lot of that. So, and like I said, what happens is all these people, they're driving crazy, and doing crazy things because they have a false sense of power. They have that shiny piece of metal in their car, that firearm, their peace, all right, that they think gives them peace, all right, which firearm does not give you peace. In fact, it sets you up to be dependent upon that firearm for you to relax. Now, everybody has a right to bear them, okay, but unless you're in law enforcement or you just that rich, got that much money and the whole world knows it. Now, if you got a lot of money and the whole world knows it, you got a problem. Okay, first of all, you shouldn't have to show off all your worldly belongings because other people might want it. So be careful with that. All right. Then we have domestic situations where, like I said, again, the gun. All right. This gun is continuing to give a lot of people false sense of power, and it's definitely destroying a lot of lives and communities. All right. But something to ponder. This all started right around January the 6th and thereafter. Okay. In terms of the momentum of homicides, suicides. Could it be? And I know it's happening around the country a lot, but, you know, especially Atlanta, especially Georgia. All right. Could this have a political type of connection? I mean, we're going into an election year. The mayor, race for mayor, the seat is open. Mayor Bottoms is not running for a re-election. I'm sure part of the reason is all these killer season. It was just going to be connected to her. They were going to hammer it. They're going to talk about, you know, crime and punishment, law and order, and they're basically trying to say that Atlanta doesn't have law and order, which it does. We have very good law and order here, okay? But police cannot stop a murder, okay? Police cannot stop a murder unless they're right there looking at it about to happen, and maybe they might not can stop it then. So I don't know how this is as much as a law enforcement problem, because people, when they get mad and they have that false power, they gonna pull it out and use it. Okay, they get in this murderous rage and they snap, and they may that murderous rage may only last 5 or 10 seconds, but when it passes, their whole life is altered. And like I said, a lot of communities are destroyed by that. But like I said, this killing season has this, it throws a cloud over the city of Atlanta. And let me tell you something, I ain't gonna let nothing throw no cloud over my city. Okay, I've been in this city a long time. I came here from Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. All right, and I expect this city to grow just as strong as it's been growing. All right, but I just urge everybody to use wisdom, put the firearms down. If you've got an anger management problem, learn how to fight. But no, you really need more wisdom. But if you got an anger management problem, you're more than likely going to start getting physical with people easily. So if you do, just know how to defend yourself. All right? Okay. So, moving on, while we bring it down a little bit, why should we be educated, seasoned, gifted, sexy, and black? Why is that important? And why do I keep harping on that? Well, if you listen to my previous broadcasts, I talk about being educated. All right, I talk about my education. I can brag about it, but I'm not today. Just know that I'm educated. And I even further my education, because I forgot to tell you, ever since I got all them, 11 years, including high school. Yeah, I graduated a year early. 4 years of college, so that's 15 years. 4 years of dental school, that's 19 years. 2 years of a fellowship, that's 21 years. And probably 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours of continuing education. All right, so I try to keep myself educated. All right, so but why is that important? Well, education, or even if it's not college, going to a trade school, learning a skill, what that does, it makes sure as you get older. I have a saying, and it goes like this: make sure your wage keeps up with your age. I'm going to repeat that again. Make sure your wage keeps up with your age. Why is that important? Because as we get older, if you don't have some kind of skill and you don't have proficiency in that skill, then what's going to happen is, if you don't have a skill, then you're going to be in that minimum wage and slightly above it situation. The average minimum wage, I'll say, I know what they say on paper, but the average minimum wage is somewhere between $10 and $13 an hour. All right. Some people might be less, but let's just say between $10 and $13 an hour. All right. Well, when you're grown, okay, if you get married, or as you grow up, you want to have an apartment, you want to have a car, you may want to have a house to start a family. Well, you gotta make some money. Okay, it can't be minimum wage. Minimum wage is not gonna get you a house. Okay, minimum wage makes it tough for you to live by yourself. You have to live with people. You may have to live in the basement with mama. Okay, but that's why education is important. It helps you to grow, not just mentally, but financially. Seasoned. Seasoned is just another word to say that you old, or you done got old as hell. All right, seasoned. Well, your seasoning begins at around 40 years old. All right, once you pass 40, you begin to be seasoned. You've been kind of grown on your own for 20 years, so you got a general idea about what life is all about and where you need to be and what you need to avoid. Okay, gifted. We all have gifts. Do we utilize them? No. Some of us do, but most of us don't. We just plod along, and don't do nothing special. But the gifts are always there if we wanted them. We just have, some of them are like, they're dirty. We just need or grimy. We just got to put some detergent on them and get that grime off of it, and then we see that we got something useful. All right, sexy. All right, when you get older, there's a tendency for us to not be mindful of how we look. Okay, and sexy and healthy are kind of first cousins to me. If you're healthy, then you tend to feel good. All right, if you feel good, and if you feel good about yourself, then you have that attitude of, hey, I'm sexy, I'm attractive. All right, but as you get older, most people tend not to care. They just say, I am who I am. And a lot of times too, when we grow up, get in relationships and get married, there's a tendency for everybody to just let it go. It's like, hey, she accepts me, he accepts me for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it go. All right. Then when something happens, there's a breakup. What happens? Everybody all of a sudden develops what you call mating behavior. You want to look attractive. Okay. You see women who've been married 5, 10, 15 years. Well, they may have long hair. They cut the hair because, they say it takes too much work. Well, when they know they got to get back out here in the dating game, well, they're going to let that hair grow because they know that's something that people like to see. All right, men. We start working on our omentum. Omentum is when we have, of course, we have our, stomach, and when it goes over, and that's that area that's real hard to lose. Well, we start being very concerned about that and try to lose that weight. Okay, so we can be attractive. But sexiness and health, they tend to, well, they're first cousins, okay? All right, black is, we can say it's a color, but what it is more or less it's a state of mind. It's your core, it's where you feel. All right, and as far as our culture is concerned, we were slaves, we were crawling. Then when we finally got up, we were second-class citizens. Finally, when we got damn tired of that and said, we don't want to sit down, we want to get down. And that's what we began to do. And that's why a lot of the civil rights acts and a lot of things that are going on with us today, getting education, was the effort of being black and we all moving forward. So this is why being educated, seasoned, gifted, sexy, and black is important. It's really one of the highest honors for us who say that we are of the black culture, because every one of them is hard to do. It's hard to be educated. All right. It's hard to live long enough. Too many things can happen. We don't recognize our gifts. A lot of us only think of a gift if it's in a box with a bow on it. All right. Or they see it's a money card. All right. Without figuring out why are you so good at this and why are you so good at that. All right. And like I said, sexy. Well, if you feel like you're sexy, you tend to want to be more healthier and you like to take care of yourself. All right. Well, if you're doing all these things, if you're educated, seasoned, gifted, sexy, and black, you're going to find that life is different for you than probably other people. All right. Because, you're at the top of your game. And that's what I want us all to strive for, is to be at the top of our game. All right. Before I go any further, because I see the time is just moving so fast, I want to welcome a new addition to Auburn Dental Care, Rahi. How you doing? All right. She just joined the team. She's interested in being a dentist, and we're going to see that she can get there. It's rough, Rahi. All right. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. I can tell you right now, you can't be a dentist holding that little handheld object, okay? You got to get up and get into it and get involved. But we look for good times and expect good things from her. While I'm thinking about it, let me jump on to the rest of my staff. I'm going to say, hey, Hap, I hope you might be looking. I know the other two, Kay and Myra, I know y'all probably eating right now. I hope you got a napkin. Wipe your mouth when I get back to the office. I don't want to see no food crumbs. All right. Did you get me anything? They rarely ever get me anything. I can tell you one. I ain't going to tell that story. All right. Well, let's move on to, there's a lot of other things that I talked about. I talked about the squares of life. If I have time, I'll go into that. But one thing I really talked about that I'm going to give you an update on is this. My water dehydration update. About a month ago, all right, I came on here talking about how I found this article that talked about 75% of the population is chronically dehydrated, and they gave the symptoms of being dehydrated. The name of the product, it's a water enhancer. I'm sure there's others out here, but this one I was led to pick up, called Mojo H2O or Mojo Water by B.A.W.S. But the fact of chronic dehydration is this. All right, we don't drink enough water. All right, we must drink a gallon of water daily. A gallon of water is 128 ounces. 128 ounces. All right. And I don't know about y'all, but when I try to drink a lot of water, of course, when I'm really, really dehydrated, of course, that's all I want. But when I feel like I'm not dehydrated, I drink something else. I'm like everybody else. All right. But when you use the Mojo Water by B.A.W.S, you're gonna drink that 120 ounces of water a day. How much is 128 ounces? All right, this bottle is about 24 ounces, fluid ounces. So if you drink 5 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're gonna get 120 ounces of water. All right, but let me tell you my personal experience with it. All right, well, like I said, without fail, every day I've been drinking a gallon of water every day. All right. Do I go to the restroom? Yeah, I tend to go. When you drink 128 fluid ounces of water, it's got to come out. All right. And when it comes out, where is it going? So yeah, I may have more frequent trips to the restroom. All right, but I can tell you one thing I noticed about, and let's talk about real briefly, urine health. What color is your urine or pee when you go to the restroom? Please look. Don't just pee and flush the toilet without looking, because that's a key indicator of whether you are dehydrated. For the last month, I can say unequivocally that my urine health almost looks like water. It almost looks like water, which almost means you probably can almost drink my pee. Look, I didn't mean that, but I did. I'm just trying to say it's that clear. Okay, and when you're dehydrated, your color of it's urine. When it becomes yellow, brown, green, that means that you're dehydrated. You're not drinking enough water. So for the past month, I've been drinking a gallon a day. I know it helps not just with your urine health, your bowel health. I know that because I'm drinking enough water, my bowels pass easy, very easy. So that's good. No constipation, right? You don't want to be constipated, because guess what? If you're constipated, it affects your personality. Okay, people are looking at you like, hey, what you mad about? Well, they might be constipated. They're just not gonna tell you. But like I said, my bowel health, my urine health, my skin, it looks better. Even though it was looking pretty good before, but after a whole month of a gallon a day, everything is looking up. One thing I did notice is that as I drink more of the 128 ounces, I don't eat as much. I used to drink a lot of juices before I started this Mojo water. Well, because it kind of tastes a little juicy, this is like a strawberry watermelon kind, it kind of substitutes for juice. So, I looked in my refrigerator Sunday. I said, wow, I got all these juices. I guess I gotta stop drinking as much right now so I can drink these juices or give them away, because I'm not drinking them as much. Or eating. Okay, I don't eat as much. And I can tell you right now, since the last broadcast, I done dropped about 2 pounds. Just from drinking the water and, moderate eating. Okay, little to no exercise. I may stretch, but, I haven't been doing as much exercise lately, but I'm about to get busy. So, drinking water when you're chronically dehydrated can be a task. Water enhances health. Why do I like this one, Mojo Water? Because first of all, it makes you crave water. You could be drinking the water, and as you almost finish, you feel like you're still a little thirsty. Okay, I like the aftertaste that Mojo Water has. And when I drink one of these 24, 25 ounces of water, I'm not full. I don't have that bloated feeling. So that means, I might, depending on how early I wake up in the morning, I may start off with 2 of these. Okay? So, get your water in, because we need it. We need it. All right, I also talked about, my life in the music business a little briefly. And one day we're going to, put a few songs out. In fact, someday in the future, you might hear some of my music versus everybody else's. All right, but I had fun with that. Didn't make much money with it, but it was just something that I wanted to do. All right, and one thing I'll say to the people that are in the music business, it's not easy. Okay, it's easy to make a record. It's easy to make a song. That's what I'm gonna tell you. It's easy to make a beat. It's hard to get it distributed and promoted. That's where most people in the music business, they run into roadblocks, is the promotion and distribution. Okay, and can you do it everywhere at the same time? That's the secret, and that's why a lot of people have to deal with the big boys, because they, that's their forte. So, yeah, I love music. I love music. Okay, I also talked about them lab diamonds. Y'all think I forgot? I don't want these ladies to be getting stuff that they think they're real diamonds and they ain't. All right, I want you to know all about them. Okay, I want you to know all about them, because they're going to start coming out. Oh, we have a call? Oh, okay. So, if you have a lab diamond, it's going to look good. All right? It's going to be impressive. It's going to have that bling bling. But if you have let's say it's a ring, and you have, like, let's just say 5 or 6 diamonds around a large diamond or something like that, and one of those diamonds come out the setting and you lose it, and you go to the jeweler and you say, okay, how much is it for me to get this diamond replaced? And they're going to say, about $50. And they're going to say, $50? Yes, it's a lab-grown diamond, so they're not as expensive as mine diamonds. Well, like I said, if some man gave me any type of jewelry with diamonds and I found out that it was lab-grown, I might be a little disappointed if I was a woman. So, men, I'm just trying to tell you, if you give your significant other some diamonds, and you're a baller on a budget, and you have to go the lab-grown diamond route, you kind of need to let them know. Please, don't let them go out here faking, thinking they got real mined diamonds, which they're not going to, when you want to insure them, they're not going to survive the paperwork. So keep that in hand, okay? And I also talked about negativity and ways to avoid it, of which I'm going to go into a little more, all right? But in fact, let's go into negativity right now. It's all about good thoughts, bad thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. We tend to think. We think a lot. We're thinking all the time. Okay, they say we think an average of 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts daily. That's a lot. They also say that of those thoughts that we think, 80% of our thoughts are negative. 80% of our thoughts are negative. Okay, that's bad. Just to begin with, knowing that 80% of our thoughts are negative. And then the other, the left jab, that's the right cross, is that 80% of our thoughts are negative. The left jab that keeps hitting us in the eye is 95% of our thoughts are repetitive. They're the same thing, 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 same thing. That's why when I say I hope you have a new day and not just a good day. All right, we got to have newness here. If we don't have a sense of newness, then we get bored. When we get bored, then we tend to do things that are not the best. Our quality tends to go down. We don't feel fresh. Okay, there's no zest. All right, when we lose that sense of newness. So we need to keep that. But like I said, 80% of our thoughts are negative and 95% of them are repetitive. So if you let's just say right now in the next minute, each one of us might have thought 5 thoughts. Let's say we thought 10 thoughts. Now, in 1 minute. Now, 8 of them thoughts that we thought are negative. Only 2 of them. 2 are positive. That's a lot. 2. I mean, that's pitiful. All right, and then when we go in further to know that, well, we tend to think the same thoughts over and over and over again. So we're not gonna, the next minute go by, we're probably gonna have, depending on how we feel at that moment, because our emotions color our thoughts too. When we're scared, we sure do go negative with our thoughts. In the absence of information, we sure do go negative with our thoughts. We have no faith whatsoever in the absence of information. When we look at the future, and just like with this country and a lot of things that's going on, and I haven't taught politics for a while. I'm going to get back to it when I can. But certain things I wanted to go over with us of how we need to conduct ourselves daily is our thought patterns. Okay? Our thought patterns. What are you thinking right now? Are you thinking, well, Dr. Jackson's not very funny today. Let me move on down the line, find somebody who's talking about a lot of stupid stuff. And for those of you who don't know me, I've got a kind of a war with stupid stuff, because stupid stuff, takes us off our game. When we're involved with a lot of stupid stuff, we're not sharp. Okay, we're not creating. We don't increase or discover our gifts. Okay, all we're doing is head back, ha ha ha. Okay, which is nothing wrong with it. However, we ain't got to do that all day, every day. Sometimes we got to put that work in. Sometimes we got to put that sweat in. Sometimes we got to sacrifice. A lot of times we have to sacrifice. What are you doing today? All right, what are you doing? All right, so good thoughts, bad thoughts. All right. Well, before we go into a little bit more on that, that's something else I want to talk about, which is, all right, as the pandemic starts to wind down, thankfully, it's about time. Remember what I was telling you, as the pandemic will wind down, because we've been conditioned into this social distance behavior and mask wearing, that it's going to take a lot of us a while to get out of that. Okay, let's just start with me. Okay, I remember when I went down, I've never been scared of the coronavirus. Okay, for those of you who've listened to me over this past year, I told you I thought I had one of those immune systems that, like I said, either I might be a carrier or my body is just immune to it. That's just how I thought. Good thought, right? Yeah. All right. However, when it was come time for the vaccination, I told everybody that, I'm tired of this living. I'll do whatever I got to do. If it's the American thing, patriotic thing to do, or the human thing to do is to get vaccinated so that we can put an end to this pandemic, I will do it. And that's what I did. All right. At the same time, what I was doing was avoiding large crowds and so forth and so on. All right. Well, when I had to go into or places where there were crowds, at first I was a little apprehensive because I hadn't been around a lot of people. So I said, well, but you vaccinated, and plus you've been all this time, you said you got this super immune system. So what's up? Well, I went on ahead and felt normal again, walking around with other people, outside even, and it felt good. Okay, now, and I've told y'all, aside from being in the office, dental office, or anywhere where it's required, Southside Medical Center, I ain't wearing no damn mask. I'm just telling you up front. Okay, don't need it. All right, that's why you don't see me playing these masks. What they call it, the Lone Ranger. No, I ain't playing that no more. If it comes back, well, we had to consider it. Hope it don't, but I don't think it's coming back. Well, I'm gonna go into that a little bit more of social distance reversal. But before we get into that, let's hear from our sponsor.
If you are looking for that wow experience from the dentist, then check out Atlanta's best DDS experience at Auburn Dental Care, 210 Auburn Avenue Northwest. Auburn Dental Care specializes in delighting without delaying your dental care. Call 404-681-3834, 404-681-3834 to schedule an appointment with Dr. Marlon Jackson, or check out the website at www.auburndentalcare.com. You will be amazed at Auburn Dental Care.
Get past the people, get past the hitman. Get on that light. I want to get on the
Dr. Marlon Jackson is here to a $70 million smile Hollywood T. That is my mission. I perform for stealth because fear of the dentist won't lead to good health. Oh, I'm getting rusty. I'm getting old. I'm seasoned. I ain't getting old. I'm drinking this water with some mojo in it. Getting my mojo, baby. Get your mojo. Hey, trust me, I'm not getting anything from it. I just enjoy it that much. That's why I want everybody else to experience for themselves. But getting back to this end of pandemic, everybody returning to normal, a lot of people who are so conditioned for that social distancing, they don't like it. They're like, nah, wow. Especially if you've been working from home and they say, come on back to work, baby. You're going to have to get in your car and drive to work now. A lot of you are going to be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, it's too late. But there's an article that I've got here that says, because we've been so careful during the COVID-19 pandemic, has it altered our immune system? Okay, after a year of isolating, sanitizing, and masking, we're slowly re-entering the world. How is our body going to react? Okay, staying at home during the COVID-19 pandemic was an invaluable public health measure that helped greatly reduce the transmission of the virus and probably saved more lives than we've already lost, regretfully, which has been over 600,000 now. All right, now more people have died in this country, all right, than the Civil War. That's a lot of people. Okay, and the politics may make us forget that, but we can't forget it. All right, that's why we don't want to go back. All right, but life in the lockdown was not typical for us, and it has raised many questions. You know, after a whole year of isolation, masking, and general germ avoidance, what has this done to our immune system? Is it wrecked? Are we like babies, basically reborn again? What do we need to do differently now? Well, pretty much, this is what happens to your immune system. You want to know what the article says, or do you want me to tell you in a nutshell? Oh, I thought I heard something. Oh, those crickets again. Well, I'm going to read the article because I mentioned it. But what do we expect coming back to normal? Well, some people are worried because, like I said, we've been masking, social distancing, all of us became germaphobes. That they're worried that their immune system will get walloped if they go back out into the world because they haven't been exposed over the past year plus. But experts aren't concerned. All right. This is something we need to remember. Our immune system has created a memory to these pathogens so that when we come into contact with them, we can make the antibodies to fight off the disease. All right. We've spent a lifetime of developing antibodies through common illness through direct exposure or vaccination. And 1 year of staying home is not going to drastically change that. That's not saying you may not catch a cold because your immune system might be a bit out of practice. All right. But our immune system is pretty damn good. Like I said, you know, a lot of us have naturally gifted immune systems. Others have immune systems because we may take the right supplements. Others may have nice immune systems because we think the right thoughts. Okay? And some of us may have nice immune systems because we just think that we have nice immune systems. Okay? Thinking that you have a nice immune system is important. Trust me. Your body responds to your thoughts. All right? But like I said, there's natural ways of increasing your immune system. Like plenty of rest, eat the right foods, nutrients and supplements, but don't forget to think thoughts of peace. All right. Getting some good loving or some good sex is going to help you, because if you have a nice orgasm, that's going to increase your immune system, decrease your blood pressure, and it's going to put a smile on your face if it's right. Okay. Bad sex may make you have a immune system attack because you're going to be so mad and frustrated. So, but there are natural ways to deal with your immune system, but don't worry, your immune system is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Like I said, it has a memory. It's like facial recognition. You know how you say, oh, I've seen that face before? That's what your body says when it sees a pathogen, bacteria, or virus. I've seen that before. I know what to do with it. But there are some people that do need to be concerned, which are the ones who have caught COVID and they're having a slow recovery. Some people who were infected with COVID and recovered could indeed experience some long-term alterations to their immune system. Some patients experience a significant inflammatory response as the immune system works to fight the disease. And they usually call people who have long-term effects from COVID long-haul COVID. All right. Something else that could be going on is, and how many people are in this category? Approximately 1 in 4 people who've caught COVID are long haulers. All right. 1 in 4 people could be long haulers. That's why getting the vaccine is still important. Because if you get it and you're not vaccinated and you may have the severe form, which, like I said, we're so good at recognizing it now, I think everybody knows how to get immediate attention from it now. But if you're a long hauler, then expect your immune system to be, a little slow motion. All right, kids. Well, kids might get more colds as they come back to normal and get around other kids. Kids, one thing they don't do is wash their hands. All right, so, and they put their hands everywhere, and then they put it to their mouth and nose. They touch everybody's mouth and nose, and this is how a lot of colds or viruses spread. So expect kids to have more cold. Don't think they have COVID. I know we've been dealing with COVID so long, we don't even remember a person having a regular cold. All right, but in a nutshell, your immune system is always ready for a fight and expect to fight. So bring it on. Get back out to normal and let your immune system fight for you. That's all I'm saying. Don't stay holed up. Don't stay masked up, double masked up, and quit being paranoid. There's a lot of people in this category. I'm going to say about 35-40% of us are in that category. And I'm talking about adults. Young people, that's different. But us adults, 35-40% of us are reticent to going back to normal. We're scared. Okay? We're scared. Okay? And plus, we've been conditioned. All right? So, let's begin to let the mask go and expect to go back to normal, where we belong. Okay? All right. And just remember, just get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, and that should help give your immune system a boost every day, daily. Okay? All right. Running short on time. I got another article. We're going back to the negativity again. And it's important. See, I took my time with this water. See, I like this water so much, I don't even want to drink the tea no more, but I got to go back to that tea. I like tea time. But there's 7 ways to deal with negative thoughts. Learn how to tap into the positive and manage the negative. All right. You got to know what a thought distortion is. Our minds have clever and persistent ways of convincing us of something that isn't really true. So there's a lot of political thought distortions going on. That's what's happening. These inaccurate thoughts reinforce negative thinking. If you recognize them, you can learn how to challenge them. Here are 4 common thought distortions. Black and white thinking. Seeing everything as one way or another without anything in between. There's always shades of gray. Okay, things can't always be here or there. It's always in between. Personalizing. Assuming you are to blame for anything that goes wrong, like thinking someone did not smile at you because you did something to upset him or her, when in reality, the person is just having a bad day and their mood has nothing to do with you. Okay? Nothing to do with you. But you thinking that they mad at you, and you kind of carry it on in your mind, and then you're going to next day or the next encounter, you're going to act similar, and then they're going to be wondering what's wrong with you. So, personalize, and don't think that you're to blame for everything. Okay, filter thinking. Choosing to see only the negative side of a situation. There are people in my life, even in my family, that if something's going on with me, some things I ain't gonna tell them. Why? Because they going downright negative. Okay, in fact, most things that go on with me, let me tell you, I try not to tell anybody because most things I can handle. And if I can handle it, why do I have to tell anybody about it? But when you tell somebody, that stays on that person's mind. And let's say that you told them 2 weeks ago that you was having a rough time. They're thinking every day that you still having a rough time. The same roughness the intensity that you described to them. When you might have just had a rough time that day, and every day thereafter has been joyous. But they're thinking that you still having a rough time. So that's why I said, you don't have to tell everybody all the negative stuff because things change. Okay? Most of us have the gift and the capacity to get back to normal quickly, to remove and barriers and help obstacles disappear. We all have that. All right? So, no filter thinking. No black and white thinking. Quit personalizing everything. You're not to blame for everything. Catastrophizing. Always assuming the worst possible outcome is going to happen. All right. Like I said, you don't want to do that either. All right. So, like I said, and then, what we need to do is take a break from these negative thoughts. One way to do that is to take a certain amount of time, maybe 5 minutes with that thought. After that, just put it out your mind. I know it might be hard, but you can do it because you have control over your thoughts, whether you know it or not. All right. Release judgment. We all judge ourselves and others, usually unconsciously. Constantly comparing ourselves to other people or comparing our lives to some ideal breeds dissatisfaction. When you're able to let go of judgment, it's not easy, but it's possible. What happens is, you'll feel more at ease. All right. But what you got to do is positive judge. A lot of times when we judge negatively. All right. But you can judge positively too. In fact, that's the key of balancing out good thoughts, bad thoughts. Is when you think that you've said or thought something negative, you got to come back with something positive. Really, you need to come back with 2 or 3 things positive. It's not 1 to 1. It should be 1 to 3. If you think one negative thought, you need to fire it back up with 3 or 4 positive thoughts or good thoughts. All right, and make them and believe them. When you believe it, that's how you tell the universe, "Bring it to me. Bring it to me." All right. Practice gratitude. Research shows feeling grateful has a big impact on the levels of your positivity and happiness. Period. So you got to be grateful for even small things. Just be grateful. And focus on your strengths. All right? If you focus on your strengths and not your negatives, hey, you're negating negativity. And if you can't help yourself with that, seek professional help. All right? But everybody has it in their own power to get a balance and check yourself from negativity. All right? When you do, you'll find that you are super bad. You'll find it.
WIGO AM 1570, Morrow, Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, my big mouth always gets me in good trouble. All right.
You're okay, Doc. You're okay. That was on my behalf, so go ahead and wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and take your time, Doc.
No, you don't want me to take my time. I'll be on here another hour.
Well, just don't close. Like the preacher, as long as you don't close,
all right,
you'll be all right.
All right. Well, like I said, we all got to check our negativity. All right. Negativity is with all of us, and as you can see, I'm taking time to go over why it's important to change how we think, because our reality begins to change when we change our thoughts. That's all I'm trying to say. And if you think good about yourself, you probably tend to be happier. You'll probably have a better immune system. You'll have a better picture of yourself. You may even be sexy for real. All right. But this is where, this is what I like talking about and discussing all the time. But in the meantime, I want you to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday right here with me, Brother Eli, because your health is important. And if I don't see you or talk to you before then, I only want you to do one thing as you go through life. Keep it real and make it plain. Talk to you next time.
Come together now, live together underneath the sun. Please, please, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you the way to go.
Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real and Making It Plain Doctor, Dr. Marlon Jackson. For questions or to make an appointment in regards to your dental health, call 404-681-3834, 404-681-3834. Tune in every second and fourth Tuesday right here at 1570 AM WIGO with Dr. Marlon Jackson, because your health is important.
WIGO AM 1570, Laurel, Atlanta.